whatever it might be, there's plenty of people around you, and if everyone's played Jenga, great game. When you pull out that meaningful brick, what happens to the wall? Yeah, crashes down. And that's, again, how a lot of people, perhaps if you thought of their life like that, it would give you more reason to look after yourself, more time for yourself. So it's not being selfish, perhaps. It's actually just taking that time to look after yourself so you can support the people around you and give the time that the justice to your own health. And again, it's like having a bank account, isn't it, really? Perhaps we've all been there at one point or other in our lives. When you go to the bank and you've got nothing to take out, that bank account seems pretty useless, doesn't it? It seems like a bit of a burden. It seems like a bit of a problem. And again, when your bank account's full, everything's great. There's some rosy glasses to look through. But again, that's something maybe if we think about health in that same fashion, it gives us power and thought to actually to look after our health. And think about what kind of person, do you know anyone who's full of health, full of beans, full of energy, full of vitality, whatever word you want to use for it, what they like to be around. Are they fun, enjoyable, or are they grumpy, sad, moody, all those things? Anyone know anyone like that? What I often use for clients is called the L'Oreal speech. What's the L'Oreal speech, do you think? Comes a catchphrase here. Yes, exactly. We all know that. Even I do. Not because Charlize Theron's on the advert, because it sticks in my mind too. Great marketing for L'Oreal, but essentially it's getting you to think about the value that you have about yourself. And again, thinking about yourself in terms of self-confidence. If you don't have much self-confidence, perhaps the things you can do to actually gain more self-confidence. It's a skill. So being confident is a skill. It's something you learn, or often you can unlearn if you're not confident. Self-respect, or respect for yourself and the role that you play in life. And again, perhaps if you haven't thought about that, perhaps if you think about all the people who do rely on you and all the good things that you have about yourself, that will, if you reflect on that, that can help you build your self-respect. The last one, congratulating yourself when you do those things. You go to the gym, it might only be once a week to start off with. You go out for a walk, you play a round of golf. We're in a fantastic golf club here. You play a round of golf. Congratulate yourself for it. We're all too quick to perhaps berate ourselves if we don't do that 5 times a week that we planned, on New Year's Day. Who's ever done that? Who's kind of berated themselves for eating that, whatever, that donut that they shouldn't have done? Doing whatever they did that they knew was potentially wrong or was not helping them get where they wanted to go. But again, it's something we could perhaps look at the successes that we have rather than look at the failures. How do we go about it? Interesting question. A teacher of mine I spoke to recently said, clarity with which we define something defines its usefulness. What does that mean? Well, think of it like this. When we're defining exactly what we're trying to achieve, it makes it a lot easier to see. It's like having a target, a bullseye for what we're trying to achieve. Has anyone ever been to archery or rifle shooting? How hard is it without a target? Pretty difficult. So, again, think about health in terms of what exactly you want from it. Not just to be healthier, because that's pretty vague, but perhaps think about exactly, what kind of age do you want to live and what condition do you want to be in your older years. In the future, over the next 6 months, what kind of condition do you want to be in? These things don't happen immediately, but they definitely can happen bit by bit with consistent, daily, small actions. What level of health must you have to live the life you want? If you want to be playing 3 rounds of golf a week, what do you need to do to get there? These things, do they happen on their own, or do they happen with a little bit of time and effort put aside? And again, good point is who can help you and who's willing to help you. So to find a little pal who wants to go out and play golf with you or go to the gym, who can you learn from that's going to help you learn about food? What can you do to improve your knowledge what sort of things you need to read books, you need to speak to your GP, to speak to your nutritionist, who's going to help you on that journey. Last little thing, and why doesn't change stick? So who's ever set up on a diet and not got to the end of where they want to be, not reached that ideal weight, or perhaps got nearly there and then just fallen off again? So give a hand, show of hands again. Some people have got sore shoulders, haven't they? Got a bit of shoulder tendinitis there. But yeah, again, really common. I see it day in, day out. I speak to people, perhaps they come see me, but I see people who set out with the best will and best intentions, because they go from, I'll explain this in terms of stages of change. What we have, the first person now on the step there is someone who's in pre-contemplation, someone who's never thought about changing. I don't care, I'm not going to go smoking, I'm not going to do whatever. I haven't even considered it. Okay. Next person on that line is someone who's thinking about it, thinking, how do I go about it? I'd like to lose that weight, I'd like to be healthy, I'd like to be able to play, to run around in the park. That's a good point to be in. Look, the next couple of stages are essentially getting from that preparation stage to taking action to then maintaining that level that you want to be at. And what happens, unfortunately, a lot of people go from that stage number 2 and thinking about things to go into that action stage. So what they'll do, they'll start thinking about it, they'll think, oh, it's a great idea, I'll get my golf clubs out, or I'll pop to the gym, I'll go shopping in the right place, get the right food in my shopping basket. And then they realise that after a few weeks of this, that this is really hard work. This is, I've got so many things to do, I can't fit them all in, so something's got to give. And what gives is the first thing, or the last thing that they've changed, because it's the least the least habit formed in their life, it's the least remembered aspect of their life. So what happens there is they revert back to how they used to be, because they haven't put that preparation in it. So preparing to put these things together is really where that success is changed. So to finish off today, a little saying, again, this is from one of my favourite films, The Matrix. I don't know if you've seen that. Essentially, this is about thinking about, you can be shown the door, but it's us, each one of us, who has to walk through it. And that's just to do with taking a bit of time for yourself, thinking about what you need to do, planning. Again, it's all in the planning. If you plan, perhaps you can help improve your life and improve the lives around you. And again, raise your levels of health, energy, vitality, whatever you want it to be.